Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching e-commerce video presentation of the topic Online Media with a study case of how does this movie end. And my name is Phung Thi Tra My. I will be your guide throughout today's presentation. I hope after my speech today, you can gain for yourself a deeper view about Netflix. And my video will contain the three main parts. First one, I will give you some introduction of Netflix in the summary part. Second one, it will be my time to answer the questions given in the study case, and this will be the part that I mentioned mostly. And lastly will be the conclusion, which I will give some suggestions that can be drawn for the future of Netflix. And now let's get started. Beginning with the very first part of the video, the summary, I would like to take you travel back in time by seeing these things. Do you recognize them all? Yes, it wasn't long ago that people had to get their media through a cable or satellite box. At that time, HBO, Star Movies, Fox, TCL were standout names of all. However, the past is in the past now. Today, the media has developed a lot, and if you wanted to watch a movie back in those primitive days, you would actually go to the store and buy a DVD. But thanks to a high speed of internet, we can now stream movies and TV shows from the cloud from all sorts of devices, from phone, from computers, and even on your TV. We are living in the wireless generation. Netflix is commonly known as a worldwide popular online video service originated in the USA. The content is about movies and TV shows. Here's some statistics about how popular Netflix is among other companies in the same field. Here, as you can see, Netflix is marked in the red color. Capturing this fast-changing demand of society, two entrepreneurs, Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings, created Netflix to adapt people's needs. But have you ever wondered if is it all about Netflix? Anything changed since it first launched to the world? The coming timeline should give you more detail about the seniority of Netflix. Established by Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings in 1997, Netflix was originally a DVD rental company, and they sent the products to the customer through postal mail. In 2000, it changed into a subscription model, which the users have to pay monthly for their service. And after 6 years, the company made it to become the largest DVD subscription providers. Continue the success, Netflix not only maintained the subscription model, but also began to supply the streaming video service in 2007, and they received positive response from the customers. 2014 and 2015 must be honor years for Netflix, as their movie have been nominated for various awards. More specifically, House of Cards and Orange received the precious Emmy Awards. Netflix will be able to expand their potential in the following year as it becomes the largest player in the streaming field. The company continued its strong run with significant drop in international subscribers. Here's the data of Wi-Fi households in the US are now using the streaming service collected by ComScore in December of 2016. It can be seen that Netflix takes the big streaming space with a presence in 75% of those homes, following by other successful companies in the same field with lower percentages like HBO, Sling, Hulu, Amazon. Alright, we have just get through the general information of Netflix. Next up, I'm going to raise my own view about the 4 questions given in the study case in the discussion part. For the first question, what are the 3 challenges that Netflix has to deal with? I have listed out the 3 main challenges that Netflix have to deal with. The first one is high content price, and the second one is the risk of creating new content, and the final part is the powerful competitors. It is commonly known that to be survive and earn money in the complex movies and TV business, you must either own the content or the content pipeline, or it will be better if you can afford both. However, Netflix has struggles in both of the ways. Firstly, when the original content on the old cable TV series found the potential value of the backlist, they immediately raised up the price, so Netflix will have to pay a higher price for the distributing content privilege to own the exclusive dealing. For instance, Netflix has to pay a large amount of money for the giants in the same field like Paramount, Lionsgate, and MGM to own the hit programs. Moreover, a series that is 1 year old or barely existing in the market is much more expensive. According to the report in 2016, Netflix gained $6.7 billion but paid $5.7 billion for original content costs. Obviously, they made little revenue in that period. Netflix decided to develop their own original series, which is also very expensive. As you can see in the slide, they pay like $1,000 million for 26 episodes in House of Cards and $20 million for each season of this series. For these reasons, users have to pay a higher price for their service from $7.99 per month to $9.99 per month. Netflix actually lost 500,000 customers in that period. What a risky situation for Netflix, right? And what if people they cannot afford and they don't agree with that price, they would leave Netflix and find other solution. But what if more people love the original content and they will watch Netflix more? Netflix would gain less profits because it would be hard for them to balance between a fast-growing business cost with the revenue. The second challenge for Netflix is that they have some struggles in creating its own new content. Here, I have to make it clear that it is a struggle of new content, not the original content like the previous factor. And yeah, so why it would be a challenge to process the new content when it may help Netflix to get more profits? Actually, it is not a great idea at all. It is because Netflix lack of the ability to predict and control the viewing rates for the new contents. In other words, their lack of experience in this area. More specifically, from the origin until the current success, Netflix is mainly famous for the replays. They just simply based on the amount of viewers had watched that movie before and examine if it could attract people for its return or not, and then they can decide to choose which content to purchase. But when it comes to the brand new content, it is totally different because they cannot predict the viewer size, viewer preferences, and other related factors, so the result was not very satisfied. Netflix tried to use their algorithms to anticipate their customers' favorite, but the response is not convinced enough for the company to make a process. And for this algorithm of Netflix is totally a hazard game. Just imagine, like no one wants to watch a brand new thing that they totally have no interest in it. And this is one of the big problematic that Netflix has to face with if they want to create their own new content. Actually, they have some highly evaluated work, but some did not get critical acclaim like Lilyhammer, Hemlock Grove, Best Samaritans. They are called to be the losers of the company's efforts. One fact is that so far only one technology company that can achieve a great success in producing new content like this. This one. Do you see this logo familiar? Yes, I think you got it. It is home to many famous animated movies like Toy Story, Maleficent, cars, and etc. It is bizarre. Obviously, there is no business on earth without any competitions. The competitors of Netflix are firms with very large internet audience, strong brand names, a good understanding of what their millions of online customers want, and this is really a huge challenge for the development of Netflix. So, okay, let's take some time to analyze how strong are these tremendous opponents of Netflix. The first name in the list is Apple. More specifically is iTunes, the world's largest online media store for purchasing music, videos, and it also holds a larger database of subscribers and their references than Netflix. Next is HBO. It has been existing for 47 years in the business. This guy is the most successful TV service with high quality original TV content and large amounts of cable TV viewers. Netflix has the high possibility to lose HBO in new content building because HBO have a very talented editors, producers, and directors to help them to create diverse new content. Another content competitor for Netflix is Amazon, which moved into original series production and gained a very big success by getting 16 Emmy Awards in 2016. And talk about the financial issue and expanding strategy. It is hard for Netflix to compete against its giant and senior opponent. More specifically, Amazon provides the customers with free streaming service to its 60 million Amazon Prime customers, and the customer who is streaming on HBO, they have to pay no fee at all. Another bright name is Google. In fact, the users have to pay nothing because the service is advertising support. They pursue the long-form content creators for its video channel program to enhance the diversity of the content, which is a very big struggle for Netflix. And the common worrisome of these opponents for Netflix is finance issue. Apple or Amazon or Google have the capabilities to develop a competing streaming video service. And for example, Apple's 2015 revenue was staggering at $234 billion, which is 30 times bigger than Netflix. More dangerous competitors of Netflix are joining the race when the two major cable networks like NBC and CBS they started to build their own streaming networks for the original content. For the second question, what are the key elements in Netflix today's strategy? I have the three main factors for today's strategy of Netflix. The first one is they focus on being up to date, developing the partnership with other company, and the third one is about marketing and advertising. Always ensuring customers to watch Netflix at the most convenient on the Android or smartphone. Netflix provide customer with a wide range of movies and TV series that is with a high quality. And to maintain the position of the company in the business, Netflix has always taken effort to serve their customer with the most up-to-date content. In this fast-changing area, contents appear really quickly. Moreover, a lot of competitors are ready to seduce the customers anytime, anywhere. Therefore, being up-to-date is surely a high priority for Netflix. They make deals with entertainment providers in order to gain the knowledge for the best contents to adapt their customers' demand. They also classify their customer references into different categories like recently added, continue watching, every journey, and our customers can also create their own favorite list And by doing this, Netflix is able to figure out which content you are interested in, and they will be aware of which types of movies you like. The second main factor is developing partnership. Netflix is on their way in building strategic partnership with other companies to create win-win relationship with them, which means the two parties can gain benefits from the collaboration. For example, Netflix collab with Apple, and Netflix allowed the owners of the Apple TV to sign up for the Netflix directly. They could even pay for their service through their iTunes accounts. And for Netflix, it was a great opportunity to access to Apple's large customers database. And for Apple, it is one great way to provide the new and various contents to their customer. And the last key strategic element is marketing and advertising. Netflix gained a lot of attention for their marketing and advertising throughout their developing period. They opened a one free trial month for new users, and after that 1 month, you will have to pay monthly fee for the service. This is a very intelligent way to attract new viewers as it reaches the nature of customers like everyone loves anything is free, and it is also a way to introduce to the new customers like what and how Netflix really is. A method for Netflix to introduce the existence of them to people, they run the advertisement on YouTube, in the buildings, elevators, like in the malls and other websites. Like everyone would know about Netflix, searching on the internet and what is Netflix. Another efficient way of promoting is that they interact with online society through their official accounts on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Netflix got the trend very well. Like nowadays, who doesn't have a social account, especially in the age of 18 to 55, the target marketing segment for the company. For the next question, what is the implications of Netflix for Comcast and Time Warner? As one of the key parts in Netflix strategy, they start to cooperate with cable companies to expand their business. They recently collaborate with big cable companies like Comcast and Time Warner. Let me just take some time to have a short introduction about these companies. Comcast is a top media group in the US. It is the second largest broadcasting and cable television company in the world, and they're also the largest cable TV company for the internet service provider in the United States. They collaborate with a large amount of providers, which also including Time Warner and Netflix. In the collaboration with Netflix, Comcast has the ability to charge their customers with higher price for the better quality. If the corporate company don't pay for their service, the quality would be lower and it becomes slow loading and have many delays. In order to serve the customer with the best quality, Netflix has to pay millions of dollars for these intermediate provider networks. This may sound a little bit expensive, but it's worth it to attract more viewers since the Comcast take over a large amount of viewers nationally and internationally. Netflix gets the advantage to distribute the content and reach more subscribers as quick as possible and with fasting and clearer quality. Operation really gained a great success since the customers feel more satisfied with the service they are being served with, and later on having had more for themselves a strong base, Netflix decided to discuss with Comcast to have their content to be distributed directly, and by doing this, it will reduce the cost for Netflix. With this rate, Netflix would make millions of people have to quit their TV cable and keep their Netflix account due to its widespread for the best quality videos. Question asks, why Netflix have to compete with other companies like Apple, Google, or Amazon? One easy answer for this question that everyone all knows, it is because Netflix is in a serious business. And in business, the competition will bite you if you're running, and if you're stand still, it will swallow you. In other words, competition is the nature of business. So it is obvious that being in the race with other successful companies such as Apple, Amazon, all the strong competitors in the same field will create the motivation for Netflix to learn, to improve, to develop as quick as possible to find their own position in this extreme business. And talking about the strength of Netflix in the market, I think it is the long-time database of viewer preferences that Netflix has developed over a 10-year period, and which will help Netflix make recommendations to subscribers more efficiently. And for the second strength of Netflix in the market is about the technical aspect. Video material can be seen on PC, Xbox, PS3, iOS, or Windows or Android, and many others. With a very reasonable price of the streaming service, it is an affordable price for the customer to have the best quality and good content from Netflix. Just simply imagine that you only have to pay like $9.99 per month to be served with one of the best service in the world. Like in comparison with YouTube, you must pay like $30 to $40 to enjoy the fully equipped. In this final part, I would like to make some suggestions for Netflix on the way to improve their working process. First, Netflix should concentrate on creating their own content rather than just buying it from someone else like some other companies, since the cost to afford the content from other companies is increasing day by day, and at a specific point when it went too far, it would be a threat for Netflix. As we recognize from the case study that when Netflix buy content and establish an agreement with the producer, however, the agreement have to renew after a certain time, and which enable the fluctuation of the cost to goes up and down by the producer due to the growing popularity of Netflix. I think Netflix should hire or recruit people who is very excellent in the field of directing, like designing and writing to create the new content for the company. They will attract more people to watch Netflix. By doing this way, Netflix would be able to control the money flow of the company. The last thing that I want to suggest for Netflix is about the powerful competitors. Like dealing with the strong competitors is a thing that can be avoided. So just be the true color of Netflix, be stand out, and more viewers will be attracted by the uniqueness of the company. It is such a boring business if every streaming service is the same, right? I believe in the future, Netflix would grow stronger, better, and bigger. And that is the end of my presentation today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have for yourself a deeper view of Netflix, and just try to consider Netflix as one of your choice for the streaming service at your home.